Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And, hey, I can't believe we're already through an hour. Frank Barton, I keep saying it's the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming, and I know you hadn't even had time to drink all your coffee this morning, or you're getting ready to head to your place of business on Mount Moriah, but we've done an hour, Frank.
Fastest 90 minutes in outdoor broadcasting.
It is that, and I've been looking forward to this next guest. Once we were able to set it up with Katie Jarvis up at Discovery Park of America Marketing, because it's an unbelievable place. I was privileged to go there before it ever opened. As a part of the Tennessee Outdoor Writers Association. Frank Barton is my co-host on today's show. Of course, he's not in the studio due to quarantine rules, but Frank, I've told him, needs to get his family up to Union City and see this great facility that the Kirkland family, it's just remarkable. So I know this is a place that's probably been affected as we can go across the state and talk about those who have dealt with COVID-19, but there is good news, and we want to report it here on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And who better to find out from when it comes to Discovery Park of America than a gentleman that has had Memphis ties, was here for many years in his work field. I've discovered that he's also a book author, that I read a book and didn't even know he wrote it. And so I'm learning a lot today, but that's Scott Williams. He's the president and CEO of Discovery Park of America. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Let's I want Frank to listen in on this, because back in March 28th or something along that line, you guys had to shut it down.
Yeah, you know what? We were not open on March 17th. So
March 17th.
March
okay.
16th was our last day to be open to the public. Of course, as we were entering this unprecedented time,
yes,
we had to sort of follow the guidelines and pay attention to what was happening. And we thought the best thing to do was to close both the Heritage Park and the museum to the public, and we've been closed ever since.
What's from your standpoint? You understand what we're going through. I know that as a businessman and things along that line, you did what
Sure.
you had to do, but it had to be a trying situation. But you've got some good news for us. Tell us what's going to happen here real soon.
Yeah, so we've been following the direction of our Tennessee governor and his task force that is helping to get Tennessee back open. And so we're going to open in a slow and very organized and very careful and safe phased opening. We're opening for our members only on Saturday, May 30th, and Sunday, May 31st. And members will be able to come in and enjoy the Heritage Park. We have 50 acres, beautifully landscaped park here with different types of stores and shops and museum-type experiences throughout. But because we have 50 acres, we believe that it's a great way for people to be able to get over here, to get out into the public. And then on June 1st, we're going to open to the whole general public, so everybody can come check out our Heritage Park. And we've decided to start letting people fish in our two lakes that we have, and we have a stream that connects the two. And so folks will be able to come and fish.
I was wondering about that, because I said, well, I don't see that on there, but that's the way to do it. So on June the 1st, they'll open to the public, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. You're going to be closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for deep cleaning.
Right.
And so everybody needs to know that. And they'll only be able to go through the north ticket gate, right?
Correct. And we've actually, we are applying. My team and myself we've sat through, probably 50 different webinars now on the best practices, and so we're taking a whole parking lot to make our little line, and people will be able to stay 6 feet apart families will essentially, and family groups will be able to come through here. They'll find all of our staff have on masks. All of our staff are taking temperatures every day before they can come to work, and we're all following the safety procedures, and our guests will be able to come here and know that that we've put a lot of forethought into their experience, and they'll be able to have a very, very, first of all, it was already a very unique experience here in the United States. So this will be, they can still take advantage of all the fun we have in our park.
And this, if you don't know, it's how far out of Union City? Right out on I-69, is that right?
Yeah. You know what? We're right along I-69, and the funny thing about Union City is there's about 6 ways you can get here,
yes.
And they're all about the same amount of time. So we're about an hour and 50 minutes from the edge of Memphis, and we're about an hour and a half from Jackson. So it's a quick drive, and it's a beautiful drive, especially this time of the year.
It is, this time of year. Again, we're talking to Scott Williams. He's the president and CEO, Discovery Park of America. And now I'm trying to think, how long y'all been open? When did the park open?
Sure, this is the 6th anniversary of Discovery Park.
Wow, that just doesn't seem possible. And it's
gone by fast.
It has. When we were up there for that first opening, of course, they'll have different rules. You'll have to go to discoveryparkofamerica.com. Is that right?
That's exactly right. discoveryparkofamerica.com, and right there at the top of the webpage, we have a lot of helpful hints.
Guidelines for the guest, I see, and you got some things along that line, plenty of hand sanitizing stations and everything like that. The amazing thing is, folks, even though, and you're looking for, I know there's a lot of great things. The Center Museum, the Children's Discovery Garden, Playground, escape room will still be closed for now, but there's still 50 acres of great time, family time, that you can put together. And I'm assuming, Scott, this has been pretty hard for you guys, knowing what you've got and you couldn't do it.
Yeah, when I come to work or when I leave every day, I get to look out across Discovery Park, and every day it frustrates me because I think, man, I wish people could experience this the way I'm getting to experience it. So I'm really excited about finally getting the doors open again and getting people out here walking around. And my team is excited too. Most of the people that are in the hospitality business do so because they love people. And
yes,
so
they do. Yeah,
everybody's excited about getting this place back open again.
Well, I know you got ties here. A lot of folks will recognize your name from your time in Memphis with whether it's Elvis Presley or whether the Baptist Health Center or whatever it might be. What's it like? You didn't really expect to have to handle this. This has got to be. Did you talk to other parks around the country? How did you talk to our good folks at Dollywood, how to handle this? Has this been a cooperative effort asking for how to do this?
Sure. There's a couple different groups that have been really helpful. First of all, as a museum, we're members of the American Association of Museums, AAM, and I was very involved with them when I lived in D.C., and so we've been very tight with them and following a lot of the guidelines that they're putting forth for museums. Now, we happen to be very blessed that we're a museum that also has a 50-acre heritage park.
You do,
so different rules for that. So we've also been, this morning, right after I talked to you, I've got several other meetings to talk with people who are from Dollywood and who are from other museums and attractions, and we're all staying right close connected. We're having Zoom meetings, and we're doing this together as a team, and so I think we're sharing information and sharing best practices, and come June 1st, it'll be very helpful, to be able to actually get the place open and learn and continue to make changes to our policies based on that.
Can't wait to do this. And for those that don't know, the Kirkland family, talk briefly about, their idea for this park.
Sure. Most people have, in at least in the Memphis and Jackson areas, are familiar with the store Kirkland's, and it's a store that has been around for a while. Well, Robert Kirkland is the one who first opened those,
right?
And so he was a retailer, and because of that, he got to travel all over the world, and he saw a lot of things. And when he was getting towards the end of his life, he thought, what can I leave behind as a legacy? And he thought to himself, so many people will not get to leave West Tennessee or will not get to benefit from the kind of experiences I've had. I'd like to bring all that here to West Tennessee. And so he gave $100 million to build Discovery Park.
Did y'all hear that? Let's
say
it again. Scott, it just sounds good. $100 million of his own money. Okay.
Yep. And so he built this place with the idea that it would inspire children and adults to see
That's
beyond.
It.
And
yeah.
so for him, that meant that wherever they were, whatever their socioeconomic position in the world was, or how old they were, or how educated or not, they could come here and find something that would excite them and make them want to find out more after they left here. And so that's what we're all about.
And it's if you want to say, well, I-69, it's there. I-69 runs by it. Now, you may not be able to get on I-69. you got to find your way out there, but that's what makes it even a more beautiful experience when you come to this. And, Frank, I'm telling you, Frank Barton, you gotta get on your Indian motorcycle and go up there to Discovery Park of America. Okay, Frank? Put it on your bucket list, Frank. So
it'd be a good trip.
It would be a very good trip for you motorcycle people and everything. Before I let you go, Scott, I know you got ties here. Memphis is special to you. I'm assuming a lot of your visitors will come from Memphis. I mean, make that trek up there. You're a graduate of the University of Memphis. You spent the time. Golly, how long were you at Elvis Presley Enterprises?
I was with Elvis Presley Enterprises for 12 years, but I grew up in Parkway Village.
I know you did. Yes. Yeah.
Right over in that neck of the woods. So I actually, when I was a little kid, I used to play in the ditches where the Mall of Memphis ended up being.
Well, so you went to high school where?
I went to Briarcrest.
Went to Briarcrest. I thought you were a Briarcrest graduate. And I told him I just now found out he's got a book. He's written a couple of books. I'm going to throw those in there because this Richard Halliburton, if you're from Memphis, you know Richard Halliburton. You know the name and about him. Just look it up because Scott has written a book that I've still got in my library. I pull out all the time about Richard Halliburton, but he's also got a new one I got to find about called An Odd Book. I got to get on that, that's for sure, and everything. Scott, thank you for taking time in your busy schedule. Folks, again, June 1st, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for deep cleaning. I like that idea right there. Go to Discovery Park of America. Y'all topped how many last year? What did y'all have last year, Scott?
About 250,000 visitors last year.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
amazing. Yeah, isn't it?
It is great. Great job, Scott. Thank you, buddy. Tell everybody hello for us up there, okay?
Thank you. I'll do it. Bye-bye.
Right, thank you, Scott Williams. All right, let's take a break. Frank, you're going to be the man coming back now. All right, coming back, Frank. You ready, Frank?
I guess so.
Well, just go ahead and practice. We'll be right back. Close out this baby on Outdoors with Larry Ray.